Okay, Friday, November 18th. This is a pre-opening SPY report, and there's about a half hour to go before trading. After yesterday's green bar, that to me was a failure to break out of a 4-day range to the downside, closing up. The probability is that you're then going to move through back through the range to the upside, and that's what seems to be developing. You can see pre-market, the market has just been grinding higher a little bit, so we have a nice opportunity to look for long trades today. First to work back through the top of this range, and then to see if the weekly chart, which will turn green in the morning anyway, on the open, can extend a little bit with 1 day to go in the week. And that kind of shows you that this big green bar here to the upside really held nicely with a little bit of consolidation. And on the monthly chart, we're still working our way up towards these highs until proven otherwise. So again, this morning, ideally, we'd like to see some kind, as long as we hold kind of, that's another thing, the midpoint of yesterday, then the bias is always going to be up. So the only way we can fail today, let's say we open up near the top of this range, the blue line, if something happens with red bars and we then come down to the halfway point of yesterday, which also happens to coincide with the pre-market lows, then that's a failure day, and we'd expect actually the breakout of this range to the downside to be valid, which again, I'm not anticipating, but that's the only way you're going to fail on today. So ideally, given that we're gapping up a little bit, I'd love to see a little bit of a pullback to start and then a red to green kind of entry, but we might just get, you might, if the first 5-minute bar is very strong out of the gates, you can go with that, because the odds are we're going to be working back through the top of this range. And in the bigger picture, as discussed, well, more on the daily chart, you can see it, we could be targeting this high here, and then eventually these highs as well as the month goes on. So this is kind of that pullback type of thing, failure to break out of a 4-day range, then the resumption of the short-term trend to the upside. That's what's developing today. As always, we'll watch the price action 15 minutes, 15-minute bar, and again, as long as we kind of hold within this range, let's anticipate movement higher today. And there are a bunch of stocks that are have a similar condition that you can look to trade to the upside.